Yo, 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 yo. What is up, everybody? Sorry about the noise there. How's everyone doing? Happy Merge Day. Is that a thing? Is this a thing we're saying now? We're celebrating the Ethereum Merge Day. I guess so. So happy Merge Day to y'all. Happy Cinco de Merjo. The merge is going to be in about 6 hours, I believe, give or take. I know there's a bunch of merge countdowns you can check out. I believe it's going to happen at midnight or 11 p.m. my time, I guess. So 6 hours from now, exciting stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the biggest, updates to a chain that we've seen in crypto. So, I mean, this is definitely a major event. It's something obviously a lot of people have been talking about for the last couple months. Are we bullish into the merge? Are we selling the news? Blah, 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 blah. I had an interesting interaction with someone on Twitter, but he ended up deleting the comment, but I DM'd him. He's a nice guy, and he asked, why am I not talking about the merge? Why am I not talking about the macro? All I do is look at the charts, and why do I not take into account any of that other shit? If you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know that I make my decisions based on the charts. I'm a technical trader. I make my decisions purely based on the charts. And it doesn't mean I ignore macro. I talk about macro every video, the stock market, the economy, things like that. Let's assume for a second, just speaking about the merge as its own kind of in a vacuum. Let's say you're super bullish on the merge and you think Ethereum is going to 2x in price post-merge. That does not give you a trade. It gives you a bias, perhaps. I want to be long Ethereum. But that's not a trade. What happens if you're super bullish into the merge, so you just buy a shitload of Ethereum and something goes wrong in the merge, which could happen. We don't know if it's going to work or not. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it will, based on what I've read, but there's still a non-0% chance that something fucks up. And let's say that happens, and then price starts nuking. What do you do with all that Ethereum you bought? Do you just sell it at whatever price? Do you have an invalidation? All of these things that you need to know to actually make an educated investment in a decision requires the chart, right? Let's say you bought Ethereum here because you're like, the merge is super bullish. You just bought like a bunch of Ethereum here because you think it's going to go to here. What happens if it starts doing this? Are you holding? Are you holding? Are you holding? At what point were you wrong about your macro thesis on the merge and just the price itself, right? That requires TA. Maybe you're bullish on the merge, but you're like, you know what? But if we go below here, because maybe something goes wrong or people just sell the news, I'm exiting, right? You still got to have a plan. So it's not that I don't pay attention to things like the merge and macro or anything like that, but all my decisions are based on the chart. All that other stuff just gives me a narrative. It gives me potentially a bias. It's part of the trade plan. It's not the trade plan. The trade plan is based on the chart. One item of my trade plan, I always talk about that checkbox, that checklist, right? Bias, right? Order flow, price action, all of these things, risk, all of these things that you need to tick off. To me, the whole macro bucket fits under here. Macro news, right? Okay. If I'm taking a weekly trade on the S&P 500 and I'm macro bearish on stocks and risk because of the Fed, that goes into this, which leads into this. My bias might be for downside, right? Same if it's the merge, right? If I'm thinking about the merge and I'm bullish on the merge, okay, my bias on Ethereum is bullish. Now I got to go make sure all these things, which are part of the chart, right, line up with the bias, because all of these things have to be ticked off and aligned before I even enter the trade, right? So whether whether you are bullish or bearish on the merge, that's up to you. I don't know. Do your own research, make your own decision. But for me, my decision is still based on the chart. Where I'm getting in, where I'm targeting, where my idea is wrong, that's all still based on the chart. It's irrelevant of news. You're going to hear a lot of people argue about whether things are priced in. Does news happen and then the chart reflects it, or does the chart have it already in there and then when the news happens, it was already baked in the cake? I think that's a cyclical argument, right? You can make arguments on both sides, and I don't think there's one right answer where you can say, no, I'm right every time, and the other person can think they're right every time too. I'm of the mindset that most things are already in the chart. News introduces volatility. I do think things like macro and things like the merge, I do think, they can have an immediate impact on price. Like if something goes wrong with the merger, there's a good chance Ethereum dumps, right? If the merge goes successful, there's a good chance that we go up. But we're not going to be, I don't believe that the merger happening isn't already priced in some way, shape, or form. Ethereum is up 100% off the lows, right? 100% off the lows. Like now, 87% from the low. Now it went up over 100%. So to me, this has to be some pricing in of people being bullish on the merger. Right now, is there going to be a sell the news type of event, all that kind of shit? I don't really care. I don't think like that. Doesn't mean that there's not a strategy there that you can sell news events or you can be plugged in waiting for the CPI numbers to come out and try and find a trade. You guys know me. I just trade the chart, right? I just trade the chart. If it's bullish, I'm looking for longs. If it's bearish, I'm looking for shorts. I try to make my trading as uncomplicated as possible, and I try and have as little inputs as possible. That's why I don't like all sorts of indicators, and I don't look at order flow. I don't look at funding. I don't look at heat maps. I don't look at any of that shit. I'm not saying that there isn't value there. It's just not something I use. What I do works for me already, so I'm not trying to overcomplicate my system, which I already believe is quite simple. Anyways, started off with a rant. Merge happening tonight. I'll be paying attention for sure. Probably some volatility. I don't know, right? Real quick, want to give a shout out to Prime XBT. As you guys know, they're the sponsors of these streams. They have been for a while now. So if you want to support me in my battle against the Bit Boys, the Moon Carls, the Cryptos of the world, the best way to do that, it doesn't cost you anything, is to sign up using my link in the description to Prime XBT. If you want to help me out even more, deposit some money. Make sure you use that code Mayne50 as well before depositing to get that deposit bonus. And I get a little kickback from that. So if you want to support me, you don't need to tip me. This is not a paid service. This is all free. But the best way to do that, use that link, deposit some money, take some trades along with me on that platform. That really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And you guys have been crushing it. I get DMs every single day about people signing up to Prime, and it helps me out greatly, so thank you. And if you want to join the Discord, do exactly that. DM me that you've signed up, and I will let you in the Discord. That is also free. All right? So with all that out of the way, let's get into, we'll take a quick look at the chat here. Our last video did really well. We had like 7.5K views on it, which is awesome. So hopefully we can replicate some of that success tonight. I think we had a lot of hype around the Lana Del Taco situation. An NFT has been created about the tacos. I did not create this NFT. Okay, guys? Stop fucking tagging me in it. I did not create this NFT. It is hilarious, and I did buy a bunch. I tried to mint some. It was free to mint. I couldn't even mint it. It like minted out very quickly, so I had to buy them fucking on the aftermarket on Open. No, I didn't even use OpenSea. I used Gem because I kept clicking on OpenSea and it'd be sold by the time I tried to buy it. It was nuts. But yeah, lots of hype around the Lana Del Taco shenanigans in that last stream, which was very funny. The death threats and the attacks have calmed down. I think, the people attacking me are very young, 10 to 14 years old, if I had to imagine. And they have very short attention spans. So luckily, several things have happened and they've completely forgotten about who I am, I hope. Pop in the neck live stream cherry. Welcome, Stacks. I miss you, Mayne, but I still have nothing smart to say, so I'll chill in the background. Thanks, Jane. It sounds like you're learning. What's up, Bloopy Doop? Brother, you look like a descendant of Voldemort. That is very hurtful. Yeah, your next comment after making fun of my appearance, telling me I look like Voldemort, the villain in Harry Potter, is that you're 30 and poor and trying your best to make it trading. So I hope you remain poor. And I hope you age very poorly. Betting this month's rent on a merge pump, that seems like a bad idea. Nice haircut, Mayne. Funny. Do you like cats? Not really. I'm allergic to cats. I much prefer dogs. Did you catch the Luna Classic short? No, I did not, but it looks like GCR printed another fucking lifetime of wealth. Shorting Luna again. Mayne, I've been dying to hear your voice of comfort since the dump. Well, here I am, Blunt Frank Drama. Here I am. Hopefully it's comforting. Maddie L blaming the cat again. I don't even know who Maddie L is. Random ass socks loves Prime XBT, and they love you, bro. The greatest living trader in the world trades news, not charts. Nancy Pelosi. You spelled Pelosi wrong. And Nancy Pelosi does not trade the news. Nancy Pelosi trades insider information. So, of course, she's a very good trader. Mayne is a hairless cat in his past life. I find that offensive and mean. And you guys are mean right now. You look Segs bald shorty. Okay, I think that's a compliment. Mayne, you look like Zahir from The Legend of Korra. I don't even know what you guys are talking about anymore. All right. The chat is already on fucking retard time, so we're going to have to be very careful today. This guy said, Mayne, what up? Sorry to hear about the premature balding. Stay strong. Peter North, fuck you. If I ever find out who you are, Peter North, I swear to God, I will come to your house, I will hold you down, and I will shave your head, and then I will rub your head with Nair so it never grows back. Do you hear me? I'm just kidding. I don't care. Okay, so let's talk about the charts. I'm going to start with Bitcoin here, guys. So Bitcoin, I'm actually long right now. We've been crushing. And, nailed most of the PA over the last couple months. The P&L is looking fucking spicy since June 1. My P&L chart since June 1 is literally this. It's been fucking awesome. I've been making a bunch of money. And I'm hoping to make some more on this long idea. So what we're looking at here, the lines I have, starting off on the monthly, okay? We've got July's low, August low, and then August high. So initially, if you go back a couple of streams when we were still in August, I talked about how this candle taking out that high of July and then closing way down here, I said there's a very good chance that the next level that gets taken out is July's low. We already took out the previous month's high. We closed very close to the previous month's open, so the next draw on liquidity was going to be July's low. And that's what we got. So we started off the month of September, we started off the month of September by not only taking out August's low, but we took out July's low as well. Okay, so that was the initial plan when we were trading and charting back in August. I said, okay, based on how this month is going to close down here, I think we take this level out. That's what happened. So now we're trading in September, and we're going to use that exact same logic. We're trading in September. We've taken out the previous month's low. We've taken out August low and broke back into August's range. So this range you see on my chart is just the month of August high and low. Okay? So it's not you can pull a range yourself from here to here if you want. I'm literally using the high of August and the low of August to create our trading range. And we've deviated below August low. We've now taken out the prior 2 months lows and we've broken back into that previous month's range. We had this big move down, a large move up. We filled in this entire fair value gap here. We took out these highs. My initial target was these highs here. We traded even higher. So I was targeting these equal highs because we longed here. If you guys remember, we longed here. Last stream and the stream before, we talked about the long that we took down here, right? We took the breaker long down here. We got in long. My entry was 18,795, and I rode that all the way up to here. Not the entire position. I TP'd along the way. So I scaled out some at resistance. I scaled up some more here. I scaled out most of it here, and then I got trailed out. When this dumped, I got completely taken out of the remainder of the position. But we caught the majority of this swing, okay? And now we've come back to this breaker. So when we initially put in this move, I was looking for a pullback to here, to long, for another leg up, targeting August high, using that same logic, saying, okay, we took out August low, we're now back within the monthly range. Let's see if we can now take out the monthly high. Okay, I'm not saying that we have to go all the way up here, but that was the initial plan. Okay, what happened? We ended up moving further up, and then we returned to the level quite aggressively. So I tweeted, I said, hey, listen, we're at this breaker, right? The up candle before the down move that took out a key swing low, traded back through it, now we're retesting it. I said, I don't love how we came back to the level. I much would have rather it come back to the level a little less aggressively, right? Like this big one dump candle to retrace half of this move. I don't love that, but it's still valid as a retest. This was still the area where I wanted to look a potential higher low to form and to potentially get long. So the plan remained the same, okay? But how we came to the level, I don't love. That being said, I got long in here. I posted this on Twitter right when it happened. I said, here's where I'm looking to long. I said, I likely want to see something on the low time frame to get me involved, right? And that's what we got. We now have a 12-hour SFP here. You can see that long wick close back above. You can zoom in and you can find a low time frame entry here if you want. The three ways that you can trade this, in my opinion, are the following. You long the order block, right? You long the breaker, stop below the breaker. Target one for me would be here, because this is where the lower high would form. If this is going to actually break down, the lower high forms there, okay? So that would be target one. Target two would be here, right? You have this order block, and then you have this high right below it. Target three would be August high. The targets for the longs, all three longs I'm about to describe, the targets are the same for all three. Here, here, and here. The entries, there's three different setups, how I see it. The breaker entry, you're entering on the breaker. Maybe you scaled in, but you're entering based on this being a 12-hour breaker retest. Stop below the breaker. Target one, target two, target three. The second setup is the same, but a much looser stop. You're entering based on this being the pullback, but your stop is going here. So you're giving some potential room for a squeeze to the downside, but ultimately, as long as this low is held, here's a swing high, and you're just banking on a swing low forming here. So it's the exact same setup, target one, target two, target three, but it's a much looser stop. It gives you some wiggle room if price wants to trade a little lower than the breaker itself. As long as this low is maintained, your idea is valid. You pull your fib from here to here, your sweet spot lines up right here as well. The third setup would be zooming in on the low time frame and finding a low time frame trigger. Sorry, one sec, guys. Now, what do you want to see on the low time frame? Well, I like this 12-hour SFP, and then I'd probably go down to the hourly and I would look for some sort of low time frame setup. Maybe it's this order block right here. Right? Break in market structure, pull back, boom. Now your risk is here. Tighter entry, right? Tighter stop, targets remain the same, here, here, and then up at 25K. But this is going to give you the best risk reward. So the lower the time frame, right? The more you dial in, that's going to give you the best risk reward generally, right? Because your entry is going to be closer to your stop. But those are the three long scenarios, okay, that I see here. Personally, I'm already in a long, but I think any of those three I described, if you want to zoom in and look for a long in this area, if you want to just long this area, maybe layer some bids lower, stop here or stop here. Ideally, even if you were to have your stop here, now that we've had this 12-hour close like this, I really wouldn't want to see price trading back below 19,540. I don't think, based on us coming in, retesting here, and getting this wick, I don't think we should trade back below there, personally. But I don't see any issue with having your invalidation be here as well. Okay? Where am I looking for in terms of upside? This high and that being the far away targets, but the immediate target is here. This is a bearish breaker, right? Because this was supposed to be a bullish order block. We nuked it. So if we trade back up into here, this is an area where a lower high could form, right? And then maybe we make a lower low below here. So absolutely, if you're longing here, I think you want to, at the very least, pay attention in this area. I'm talking 21, let me just get the exact levels. 21,300 to 21,800. This $500 range here could very well form a lower high. So if you're long from down here like me, you want to at the very least watch. And if you start getting some bearish price action in this area on the low time frame, I would be looking to potentially take some profit, hedge, whatever the fuck you want to do to cover your ass. If you're not in a trade at all, this is an area where I'd look for potential short setups, okay? If we come to this area and we just blow through it, right, and it's just bullish, we get maybe a little pullback, but then we're just bullish, then boom, next target, take some off here, and then save the rest for that range high. We make a new high above here, I'm pretty confident we take out August high. But that's the plan for Bitcoin for now. I'm long biased. I'm hoping we get a bounce at least to 21,300. At least to here. And so if you're longing based on the 12-hour SFP, let's say, within the order block, that's a 2-hour trade, right? If you're taking the loose setup, so you have the very loose stop here, you got to be targeting this setup. This is the setup for the, the swing. This would be the swing trade setup. Your entry is far away from your stop, right? But your target is also far away. So it still gives you a 3R here. I don't hate this trade. Maybe you get an entry a little lower, right? Maybe we trade a little bit into here. I don't know. But even now, right where we are right now, entering now, stop there, target there is a 3R trade. And I don't hate it. But my entry is lower. My entry is sub 20K. I think it's 19,800 something because I entered on the low time frame on some bullish PA that I saw while it was happening. But yeah, that's kind of the view for Bitcoin right now. So it's using the same logic as last month, right? We had July's high, July's low, August went like this. This was August. So here's July's high, July's low. August went like this. Boom. And closed here. Okay? That was the end of August. What did we do to start September? Took out August low, took out July low, and now we're here. So using the same logic of, okay, we took out this high. Next target was the low. Okay, well, we've taken out the low. Next target would be the high, right? That's kind of the framework that I'm working on with this trade. Doesn't mean it has to happen. We took out the low of August and of July. We can just trade lower. We do not have to take out August high. It can remain untouched. Maybe it will go back there at a later date. Eventually, it's going to get tagged. But is it going to happen now? And then we trade back in? Or is it going to happen after we make a new low? I don't know. But I'm playing on this setup with target 1, target 2, target 3. So we took out the lows. There's your deviation. We're back in the range. Now let's see if we can go take out the high. Okay? All right. What's my opinion on fat girls? Don't like them. I like them better skinny. If that makes me fat phobic, well, that's the truth. This is a good question. What if a trade checks off a lot of boxes in your systems, but not all of them? Will you take the trade? Or do you only take trades that tick off all of the boxes? It's a great question. So personally, I've been trading long enough that I will take trades that maybe don't tick off all the boxes. But earlier in my journey, I was extremely systematic. Not that I'm not systematic now, but I was extremely systematic in that I would only take trades that ticked off all the boxes, because there was enough times where I would take a trade that didn't quite satisfy all of the criteria and it wouldn't work. Right? So if you're trying to build a system, the inputs into that system have to be consistent. So if you have a 1,000 trade data set, right? But for 500 of the trades, they ticked all the boxes, and 500 of the next trades, they ticked 4 out of 5. That's not a data set that's congruent, where you can actually now extrapolate information and be like, does this shit work? Because the inputs were not the same. Right? The inputs were not the same. So you have to be systematic. Absolutely, I take trades that don't tick off every single box. I take dumb trades sometimes still, but I have a system that works. And when all of my boxes are ticked, my probability of being right is generally higher. Right? I have more confidence in the trade. I have the data to back it up. My expectancy is just higher. Right? So yes, I will take trades sometimes that all the boxes aren't ticked off, but generally I try and have each one of those things ticked off. Yeah, hit the like button. Let's go. 500 viewers, 96 likes. Shisha, is your hair on a bear market? It's like you guys haven't seen me before and see that I shave my head. Like, I've been doing these videos for 3 years. What is going on? BitBoy is my favorite go-to guy for crypto news. That's probably why you're broke, huh? Since you haven't read any books, online courses did you find helpful? Like, I've taken so many different mentorships. Tom Dante, Larry Williams, ICT, Trader SZ. There's so many. There's so many good ones. If I haven't responded to your DM, guys, you have to follow up with me. I get hundreds of DMs a day, so they get lost in the mix easily. Bro, you are talking like Jesse Pinkman. Are you from Albuquerque? No, I am from Canada. What is Merge? Is Ethereum becoming more like sheep? Yes, that's exactly what's happening. I would totally use your code on Prime, but I can't use it in the US. You the man, Mayne. Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate it. You wearing your hood like ET. It's comfy, man. Does he even read the chat? I'm not going to read your comments anymore because you're annoying me. What's up, the Happy Apple? What's up, Fire Fear? Mayne the last PA bender. That's funny. How come Nancy Pelosi isn't arrested for insider trading? The same reason no one in the government is arrested for doing illegal shit. Come on, it's corrupt. There's corruption, obviously. Are you already long? Yes. What is your prediction for an F bottom? I think between 500 and 1,000. I've said this before. Between 500 and 1,000, I think is a great long-term accumulation zone. LSD or shrooms? Shrooms, I guess. LSD is gnarly. I've done it a handful of times. But shrooms you can do and have a chill night. Can't really have a chill night on LSD. Mayne is a handsome lad. You are a good sir. Thank you, Justin. More comments like that, please. What's up? Thinking from Singapore. How often do I shave my head? Like once every week or two. I let it grow out a bit, and then I shave it. Like right now, it's grown out. I've probably got, I don't know, my hair's probably this long. About the same size as your cock. And then I shave it. I'm just lazy. If I had someone who would shave my head every day, I would do it. Tonight, Mayne's neck merges with his head. That is fucking hilarious. Ban this man from the chat immediately. I'm the one who makes jokes, not you. How are Canadian girls? They are the same as American girls, but a little nicer. Thanks, Scott. Vancouver is amazing for girls. I mean, yeah. Listen, I got a girlfriend, so I don't really care. But, yeah, Vancouver's not bad, man. If you're into Asian women, we have a huge Asian population here. Do you prefer loose or tight setups anymore? How come I instantly thought of vagina when you said that? Obviously tight, right? Like for vaginas and for trade setups, right? Tight is just generally better. A tight setup means better risk reward, right? So if you're risking $100, you might make 500. Where in a loose setup, you might only make 200. Okay. Do you think Ether will crash after the merge or make new highs? I have no fucking idea. And if I knew, I would not tell you, right? I would be gambling. If I knew Ether was going to go up, I wouldn't be on stream right now talking about the charts. I'd be buying fucking more Ethereum, right? Guys who are saying recap. The video is recorded. And it's live on YouTube. You can watch it. I don't take it down. I'm not going to recap because you joined late. Just rewind. Go on YouTube and rewind and watch it from the start and get caught up. I already made a big comment on the whole macro thing, Brass, at the very start of the video. So if you want to hear my thoughts about that, just go to the very start of the video. I talked about my thoughts on that for like a solid 5 minutes. Where is the SFP video? It's the same place your dad is. It's gone and it's never coming back. Do you prefer I ask questions here on YouTube or you still stream on Twitch? I stream on both and I do my best to answer questions on both. 2018 versus 2020 bear market, which was easier for you? I would say this one because I'm way richer, so I don't actually need to trade right now. Whereas in 2018, I was still trying to make money and I needed to make sure I was, caught the bottom per se, and was grinding way more. I was in the charts every day because I was trying to eke out bucks. I'm financially free at this point, so I don't even have to trade anymore if I don't want to. I trade now because I enjoy it and I like money. Okay, let's take a look on Ethereum now. So Ethereum, here's what I'm working with. Okay, we've got a bullish price range that's formed here. So we have a low and a high. So within this large downtrend, right? This is still a massive downtrend here. If we zoom in to the hourly, the 12-hour, excuse me, we have a little mini uptrend here forming, right? We took out this high. We're putting in higher lows and higher highs, okay? And you got a pretty nice long opportunity that formed here. So you had your low form, you had a new swing high form, and then what happened? Price retraced. What the fuck is this? Price retraced directly into the sweet spot, right into a 12-hour bullish order block. Right? So where was this in time? Right? This is just yesterday that this played out. And this is the same as on Bitcoin here. We had this low form on BTC. Very similar, right? Low to high. Where's that pullback? Right into the sweet spot. This case, it came into the breaker. Whereas Ethereum, it came into the order block, right? So nice pullback within this bullish range. Came in and tested that 12-hour order block, and we got a decent little reaction there. If you zoom in, you got some pretty clear signals here to get long, right? Like, we came into the 12-hour order block. What's going on the low time frame here? Right? This is one massive swing fail, right? You have a low here. Look at how many times we traded below here and closed above. Trade below, close above, trade below, close above, right? Multiple times we went below that level, but we closed above it, right at that order block. So to me, this would be an area where absolutely, you'd want to be looking for reasons to get long based on the high time frame. Your high time frame bias based on the 12-hour. I'm not saying based on the monthly. I'm saying based on the 12-hour chart, this is bullish. So when this retraces here into a discount, you want to be looking for reasons to get long. You zoom in. This is the type of stuff you want to see, right? Multiple stabs below level, failure to close below. You have a very clear 4-hour SFP here that played out beautifully, right? And you also have on the hourly here a breaker that played out right here. Took out the lows, traded back above, moved away. And now we've put in a bullish market structure break. So within this 12-hour range, right, we now have an hourly range here. That's also bullish. So if this is able to come down a little bit here, you could be looking for reasons to get long Ethereum for another leg up. We just traded low to high and put in a potential higher low. So ultimately, similar to Bitcoin, right, our target would be back above here. So if this retraces it all, right, you want to be looking for, if you're not long already from here, if this retraces it all, you want to be looking for reasons to get long for another leg up to take out here. Where would I target on Ethereum long? So if you long this, and similar to Bitcoin, I can give you the same explanation, right? You could long the order block, stop here, right? Or you can zoom in and look for a low time frame setup down here, which I just showed you, to get involved and get a tighter risk reward. Similar to Bitcoin, I think there is an immediate area to watch, and it's around here. Right around here, 1710 to like 1720 as a potential area for a lower high. So just like I said here at 21,300, This could be the lower high area. Same goes for Ethereum. If we push up to here and we start rejecting around 1720, that would be my sign to either short if I wasn't in a position, or if I was in a long, take some profit maybe, or hedge. But if we're bullish and we trade bullishly through here, target 1, right? Target 2 becomes that big round number at 2K. So maybe we have one more stab up on Ethereum. So if you want to talk macro, right? Okay, great. You think that the mergers works, it goes through without a hitch, and it's bullish, and we're going to see an immediate appreciation in price once the merge happens, then by all means, use the chart to get in along based on how I described, right? But that would be what I'm looking for on Ethereum. Some sort of pullback here on the low time frame, another leg up to 1720 would be what I'm looking for. Okay, invalidation. So if we pull back to here, right? If we pull back to here, I think your invalidation is there. Does that give you a favorable risk reward? I think so. Just to target 1, almost 3R, right? So something like that would be how I'd want to get involved on the long on Ethereum. I'm not long Ethereum. I'm only long Bitcoin right now. Okay, but that's the kind of setup I'd be looking for to get involved on Ethereum. Some sort of pullback, low time frame bullish PA has formed here. Stop below that stop run wick. That's your invalidation. Target 1, target 2, target 3 would be 2K. All right. You ever gonna do a collab stream with Trader SZ? Go spam him. He's invited me on before. We want to do a video together. We just haven't really gotten around to it. But yeah, would love to do a video. Go spam his tweets. Say, bring on Trader Mayne. I'd be more than happy to. Will I go over TA on PHO ETF? I don't even know what that is, so no. Does the market feel as dead as it did in 2017, or do you think that's the next year? That's a good question. It's definitely dying, right? There's definitely a whole lot less happening, but I can't fully tell because there's just also so many more people in crypto Twitter. Crypto Twitter was exponentially smaller in the last bear market than it is now. So while it might be dead relative to its peak, it still seems pretty fucking active relative to, you know, the last bear market. But to give you an idea, you know, like during the bull run, I had months where I'd gain 20 to 30,000 subscribers on Twitter. Now I'm getting maybe 5 to 7,000. So that could be a metric you could look at, right? But yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's definitely quiet, but it's hard for me to gauge because there was just so much less happening back then. When do you visit Germany/me? Probably never, but thank you for the invite. John Stamos or Brad Pitt? Easy, Brad Pitt. Come on. How do you know when to target the OB or the breaker? It depends, right? I mean, generally, these things will form, these things will form very close to each other and oftentimes will overlap. Pick one, see what happens, right? Is it giving you the reaction you want on the low time frame, right? And go with it. But I'm very discretionary. It depends on the setup. If there's a very clear breaker play because a key swing was run, I'm going to focus on the breaker. Do I have a playlist for trading? Not really. I like lo-fi, you know, house stuff, something that's not too aggressive. I generally don't like lyrics when I'm trading. But I'm also not like some low time frame scalper who's staring at the chart for 6 hours, entering 10 trades, right? I have alerts set. What I look for happens. I enter and then I'm chilling, man. How old am I? I'm 32. Thanks for the message, Ion Star. You think NFTs will stay for next cycle? Gosh, that's a hard question. I think so. Right? Like, I think NFTs are going to go the road of altcoins, right? Like, there's going to be blue chips that sustain and have a strong community and that kind of thing, right? And then there's going to be the new hot ones for every cycle that spin up and, up and down. They die. Have I ever dabbled in options? Absolutely. I trade options to this day. I don't know the last time I took an options trade was. A couple weeks. Particularly, I'll trade options on these stocks here. I'll take options directly on the S&P. So if I'm bullish on the S&P, I'll buy calls, right? If I'm bearish, I'll buy puts. And I'll also take options on large companies like these. This is actually my list. This is the list that I watch for when I'm trading stocks, traditional markets. This is what I'm looking at. Do you like play to earn games? I've never played one. So no, don't really care. Okay, take a quick look at the dollar here. So I was hoping, I was calling for a pullback, right? I posted up here. I said, I think the dollar cools off. I want to see a pullback down to here. Basically, my plan and my expectation is that the dollar trades to 120. So what I was hoping to see was a pullback on the weekly chart down into this order block, and then boom. And then this pullback here would give risk, stocks, crypto, etc., room for that next leg up that I was hoping for after getting long at the lows. Initially, we got that rejection candle, which I liked, but then, this week's candle is charging right back up. So if Bitcoin is going to go to 25K, if the stock market is going to trade higher, if Ethereum is going to go past 2K, we need the dollar to roll over here. So looking at the daily chart, you have a high here, you have a swing low here. We broke market structure here, okay? So what you really want to see is basically this has to reject here, right? This has to reject here if risk is going to have that next leg up. Look at what happened on Bitcoin on September 13th. Huge red candle. Look at the dollar. Huge green candle. People who deny the correlation, you're dumb, right? It's extremely strong. It remains strong. It's the denominator of the fraction, okay? I talk about this shit all the time, almost to the point of exhaustion, because people are so fucking smooth-brained. They have cognitive dissonance. They don't understand something, or it goes against their bias, so they just ignore any sort of facts and information that are presented to them that might contradict their preconceived bias. They just ignore it completely. Okay, so big down day in crypto, big down day in stocks, big up day in the dollar. So if we want our bullish plans that I've just laid out to play out, we need the dollar to trade lower. Okay, the dollar just goes like this, crypto and stocks are going to continue lower. Okay, so we need to see this basically bearish order block here, right? We want to see this reject, make another low, and then sure, it can go up from here. But what I'm hoping is this down leg allows us to get that next move up in crypto and in risk, so stocks as well. So I want to see the dollar reject where it is. I want to see it get back below here, right? Give us that over under. And then this is what we need to see for that next leg up in the other markets, okay? The stock market, right? We longed down here on stocks as well. right? We long this setup, this breaker play here. We long this. Traded right up into that daily bearish order block, right? Up candle before the down move that broke market structure here. Came right up into it. Huge up day on the dollar. Huge rejection on stocks. Very ugly, right? This is like staircase up, elevator down to the max, right? To the max. So we're basing a little bit here, but that's a very nasty rejection. I don't like it. Again, 12-hour range here, okay? Traded down. Where did it trade into? Okay. Where's this SFP? Boom, it's right here. Your breaker block. We've got another SFP here. Okay, so there is some potential signs of maybe we get bullish here, but this is like the make or break area. Just like I think this is make or break for Bitcoin. Like we're taking out the lows if we do not hold here. Same thing for stocks. If it's going to rally, if we're going to have another leg up, right? And this isn't the lower high. Like if this is the lower high and we're just going to trade and make another big lower low before the next leg up, this is where that rally has to occur. Okay? So all of those things need to line up. Dollar needs to trade down. We want to see that dollar move down in order for Bitcoin, Ethereum, stocks to be able to go up. So dollar is at resistance. Bitcoin, Ethereum, equities, all at support. Let's hope that resistance holds on the dollar and support holds on risk, and we can get that another leg up. Because if the dollar breaks up, all of those long ideas are going to be wrong. Okay? This guy says the dollar is high because everything else is down, not vice versa. That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of dumb shit. Jane watches my videos. Oh my God. What a stupid, stupid comment. I'm confident that you probably don't even know what the DXY represents. Okay? Will you ever do a video on options? I don't think I'm a good enough options trader to do a video on options. I trade options. I have some success with them, but I don't have a very deep understanding of options. Definitely not complex option strategies or a complex understanding of the Greeks. The types of option trading I do is very basic, short term, like within the same week expiry types of plays. So I'm like Monday, Tuesday, I'm bullish on equities. I'm buying calls that expire on Friday. Like that's the kind of trading I do. No, it's not dumb. Ask any economist. Show me a rich economist and I'd be happy to ask them. There's a reason most economists are fucking broke. Okay? They write textbooks. They don't make any fucking money. Jesus Christ. Shut up. You're the one contradicting me. So how about you present some information to back up your claims? Because I just explained why I think things are the way they are. So if you disagree, why don't you say something as to defend your point that you brought up? Like that's like being in an argument and just being like, well, you should just Google it. If you're going to disagree, have some fucking facts to back it up, Bernard. Okay? Your name's also fucking dumb, Bernard. And it rhymes with fucking retard, which is what you are, Bernard. Jesus Christ. Okay. What else do we have here? That's all I really had to talk about, guys. I'm long. I explained why I'm long Bitcoin. I've given you my invalidations. I've given you what I think I need to see happen on the dollar. I've given you what I think I need to see happen on stocks. I'll quickly look at FBTC here, right? So we're in the merge. We're still within this dreaded range. And what you don't love is, an FBTC person is, an F maxi, I guess, is we deviated the top, traded to the bottom. We're back at the top of the range and we put in a big nasty wick there. So if the merge is bullish and ETH is going to start outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum BTC really needs to start trading above 0.0824. It needs to start trading above this range high, right? And then my next target would be 0.1. If this breaks back into the range here, right, and starts trading down, right, that's not good. That means that Bitcoin is going to be the stronger play, right? So Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin since June, right? Since that low. And now we're trading back at the top of the range high here. So we've seen a rejection a little bit already. We've got a decent candle forming here. You know, the H12 is looking like it potentially, you know, might want to break out, but it's got to start trading above this range high. So if you are bullish on Ethereum over Bitcoin, right, you want to see us start trading above here. Getting a little bit of a dump happening here. Low time frame. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I mean, broke market structure here. Pulling back. Really want to see this shit hold. Ethereum is doing exactly what I just talked about here, right? Remember, I said pull back on the hourly. So we want to see these kind of areas hold here. Pretty critical time. If you're long, this is where you want to be paying attention. Starting to nuke a little bit. So this is where you want to see Ethereum hold, in my opinion. Right around here. Right? You want to see us hold here. You do not want to see us lose this low, in my opinion. Okay? How many trades per day do you take? I don't necessarily take a trade a day. I'll take maybe a few trades a week, right? It just depends. Some weeks I might take 2 or 3 trades. Some weeks I might take 1 trade, right? It depends. Obviously, during the bull run, when there's way more opportunity and everything's going crazy, I'm trading a lot more. But right now, I'm very selective. And I'm looking for trades that I think are high probability. So ETH is doing exactly what I talked about 10 minutes ago, right? We said, okay, we've got this bullish 1 hour range here. Let's see if we pull back. So that's what's happening right now. I am active in my Discord every day. If you want the invite link, go to my website, www.tradermayne.com. Stop messing with your flask next time. It's annoying, but at least you don't have long nails. You mean my water bottle? You're telling me to stop messing with my water bottle? You don't want me to drink water? Me drinking water is annoying you? How about this, bro? Is that annoying? Is that annoying? Fuck you. I'll do what I want. I swear to God, some of you are the whiniest bitches of all time. Like, it's unbelievable. This is a breaker, that candle right there. Notice how fucking Bernard hasn't said shit since I called him out? He just disappeared. Bernard, where'd you go, bro? I'm about to put your fucking face on the side of a milk carton because you're missing in action. Hey, Mayne, I want to start studying your system more seriously. Any recommendations where to start? Any particular streams or YouTube videos? I would definitely join my Discord because I have an education section there. I'd watch my order block video. I also have a video on ranges. They're under the education playlist on my channel. Those would be the places I would start. Red Bull sucks. Well, I got this when I was on an all expenses paid trip to the Formula One event in Miami to see the F1, sponsored by Red Bull and a exchange that I will not name because they do not sponsor me. Um, Mayne, who's the best trader on CT other than me, of course? I'm glad you prefaced that with other than me because you know my answer would be obviously me. There's a lot of killers out there, man. Abe Trader is great. Jim, Trader SZ is great. Pentoshi is great. Don Alt is an absolute monster. Cold-Blooded Schiller, absolute beast. There's a ton of great traders who all post amazing free content. Crypto Chase, another beast. Were you nervous last bear market when you started averaging in? It could all go to zero. I was nervous for sure, but at the same time, all the Bitcoin I was buying between 3 and 6,000, my risk was it goes to zero. And I know that's a crazy way to think, but in my mind, I was so confident that we were at or near the bottom and that we were going to have another market cycle. I was willing to risk $3,000 to $6,000 on every Bitcoin I bought. Do you have a video on breakers? No, I do have some infographics on my Discord on breakers. You can check them in there. I will do a video on them eventually. You must play hockey because your chirp is top notch. Not anymore, but back in the day, yeah. Loma, also a killer. Yeah, Loma's great. GCR, obviously. Hasaka. There's so many. I'm not trying to discredit anyone by not mentioning them. There's a ton. Algod is a great trainer. What about Kazanomics? Kazanomics is not on... Trader Roman's a beast. Kazanomics is not on Twitter anymore. I haven't heard about Kazanomics in years, but we used to be very close. Not anymore. Do I feel like there's another cycle coming? Yeah, I do, but I don't think that it happens until the macro picture gets resolved. We need stocks to be back on up only before Bitcoin and the rest of risk assets can catch a bid. All right, guys. How much profit do you take at TP1, TP2, etc.? It depends on the setup, right? Like, it depends. So it's very hard to say, like, oh, 25% off, 25% off, 50%. It depends on the setup. XO, another killer. Like I said, I'm not trying to leave anyone out. There's just too many to name. All right, guys. I think that's all I got. I'm long still, guys. I'm long. The F setup just fucking hit an entry there. Like, I literally drew this on stream with the risk reward tool before it happened. So anyone who was paying attention could be in this setup right now. Right? Like this, I drew this before it even happened 20 minutes ago and it tagged the entry. It doesn't mean it's going to work, but like I give setups in stream. Did you go to university? Yes. I have a postgraduate degree as well. I'm really old. All right, guys, that's all I got. Hopefully these longs play out and we all make a bunch of money. I hope the merge goes off without a hitch. I hope all of us get rich. Except for Bernard, because fuck that guy. And if you got any questions, obviously DM me. If you want to join the Discord, the info to join is on my website, tradermayne.com. If you DM me about Discord and I haven't responded, feel free to just say bump or ping so it comes to the back, to the top of my inbox again. The Twitter DM interface is trash. And it's very tedious for me to go through each message and send out the links. So lots of them get lost, okay? So if I haven't responded to you, just ping me. I will get back to you. I'm not trying to ignore anyone. And if you have Anything else, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Discord. I'll be back with another video soon. As always, I will have timestamps up for this video probably tomorrow morning, and I will have the condensed stream up tomorrow. If you're not following me on Instagram at Trader Mayne, please do. If you're not following me on TikTok at Trader Mayne, please do. Lots of good information out there. All right, guys. And yeah, talk to y'all soon. Love you guys so much. And yeah, hopefully we all make some money. If this plays out like this, I'm going to look super smart, and all of you are going to have untold riches, and who doesn't want that? All right, guys,